These are the best highlights from the matchup between DK and DRX during the 2024 LCK Summer Split.
Fair bit of that alongside Sponge. So I do like what this composition does. I do think that D+, if they are able to start snowballing, it's going to roll real fast.
Yeah, that's definitely true really well. But I think if you mess it up as D+, there's so many ways this can go wrong. As Sponge is coming up here right now, does have ult and flash.
Yep, Kingen does have oranges. The little hop does come in. You can actually oranges out of that one as Kingen's looking to keep himself alive. It does not work. And Sponge going to punch him in the back of the head and grab first blood.
Big win here for Ox, but you got it.
Yeah, maybe it was Ox's opportunity to talk about the opportunity.
Kingen is way up here with no flash.
Does he have more oranges? That is the question, as Pled is just going to walk towards him. Barrel is going to come on through here as Rascal's throwing the boomerangs down, and yeah, there's a Vi here once again. And Kingen is very, very much going to be dead. Well, it's going to take a while, and then he's going to be dead. There he goes. There he goes. He's dead now.
Teddy gets the kill, and that's a Ziggs in the side, uncontested aiming. Will get some plate gold again here, bottom side, but they're going to get a lot of value up here with the Ziggs, and the whole turret will go down whenever Teddy decides to satchel it. There it is.
Yeah, barely even needed to be honest, because they were making swift work of that turret. Yeah. Aiming is trying to get through this bottom outer, but you can see with all of these grubs being picked up, DRX are just destroying these turrets one after the other. That should be an inner very, very early on. I mean,
yeah.
It is 5 grubs, and that's because they just haven't quite killed the 6th one. There it goes.
Showmaker, if he TPs, he's in trouble too, and they're just going to take this out. Another satchel, double turret, and
if they were, you know, making a list. Is all right. More satchel range to come through here as the Void Mites come on down.
He doesn't have a front line, doesn't have strong engage. D+ are in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, and Lucid just hasn't been the proactive player that we've seen him as for quite some time, you know. Hasn't been able to find the angles as Pletter is now going to get handshook back. There's the Arctic Assault. They get the Permafrost onto the Leona there as well, and normally don't engage onto a Leona, or maybe that is still going to be the case here as Showmaker gets into the Shroud, and my god, the damage from the Nara is massive, but the answer is still going to be there from D+. As Teddy, can he land these water balloons? That's the question. The answer is no. Doesn't quite have the arm for it. D+ also, the fact that they were able to answer somewhat, definitely positive, especially after putting so many cooldowns into a Leona, which we generally frown upon here in the LCK, or just everywhere.
Yeah, generally not a good idea.
Yeah, generally not. As Lucid is over the Weaver's Wall. Yeah, who is going to be able to move on in, though. You can see they just want to get towards this soul point. Let's see whether Lucid can get there. And they are able to set it up for the Rent. Great handshake there as well. As Sponge finds himself in no man's land. The snipe is beautiful, and Kellen's Renata, man. Doesn't matter the game state, you can always find an angle. As now Rascal, speaking of angles, is heading towards this mid lane where the Rift Herald has done so much work. This should be another turret. Yeah, it will be.
Yep, there's the satchel. Bye-bye.
Down a single target, and then allowing Showmaker and Kingen to sort of clean up these fights afterwards in the mayhem. Certainly something that these champions can do as barrels come on down. That is a tanky Sejuani, but maybe not tanky enough as the Mega Inferno Bomb comes in. But oh my goodness, the hostile takeover is too powerful. And there's Showmaker with a perfect execution. Not able to quite backflip over the wall though, but still, D+ looking for more. Satchel to try and keep Teddy safe. And it will be able to do so for now. Heck out of dodge. Sees them, and then Q's over the wall. He wants out of here, as Kingen maybe wanted out of here as well, as he's going to use the oranges. Flash does have the Cannon Barrage down. They're taking so much damage onto the turret. Kingen takes the first one. Now Rascal's gonna die. It's a double kill for the Gangplank from the grave. Somehow Kellen lands that handshake. I don't know how he does it. Go-Go Gadget hands or something.
So Sponge eating way too much turret damage here. Rascal stuck under the turret while he's trying to look for the wall up there. And it's just a disaster here. Great handshake from Kellen. Speaking of...
Yeah, there's another one. Pletter is going to have to flash to get himself out of the way as the barrel not quite in there, as maybe Kingen's overextended now, but the hostile takeover through the entire choke point. And Rascal can't do it this time. Yeah, who's going to get knocked up? The Ren should be there. The Pierce certainly is. But the Mega Inferno Bomb is massive, and Teddy picks up a double. Cue the yakety sax. This game is going completely bananas.
It definitely is. At the end of the day, though, Kellen sets up some really big plays there. He actually has enough time to get over here, rotate in on this Talia. Doesn't have Weaver's Wall to split up D+, though, and they have to walk to the phalanx of barrels.
Yeah, and they've got Cannon Barrage and Glacial Prison, and look at this. There is zero vision available. This dragon is gonna belong to D+. They will take that one down with item.
I love the Axiom arc follow-up here as well, where he's just like, Kellen's the real carry. Let's just put him in that ult as much as possible.
It works. Kellen's been having a great game. Is now Lucid, possibly overextended. Not going to quite find it here with the Vault Breaker. Did Sponge as the barrels not landing onto Rascal there, but he still has to get out. He's not as tanky as he needs to be if he wants to be taking these barrels.
With TP, I mean, he can just keep pushing here.
Rascal might just be dead. Kellen's coming through, and he really wants to shake his hand. There's the flash, Cannon Barrage. Not really doing anything. I don't know whether that was a button that needed to be pressed. You've still got some resets coming in, and like you were saying, Showmaker just being a nuisance in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, he's just putting the pressure on bottom side here. D+, not quite able to catch the Gnar. They haven't really taken that many turrets off of the map, so it's a little bit tough to actually set that one up there, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, though, you could see the power of D+ just sitting in his chokes.
That really hurts. All right, Trial by Fire needs to come through for that big damage, and aiming just says it doesn't need to be there. Hostile takeover, and Rascal, he flashed before. He doesn't have it available now, as Kellen will be punished. But that is a 2-for-1, and yeah, Teddy might be fed, but they're just not fighting where he can do anything about it.
Yeah, he's fighting in chokes only, Pleto.
Oh, okay, Showmaker diving on in. That is the entire kitchen sink down on top of Showmaker, but he'll go into his shroud, and he might just be okay. The backflip over the wall, the Arctic Assault to do the same thing as Kingen. He is still looming in the brush, but doesn't find the barrel chain. Oh, that means he's definitely not going to be here for this fight. Let's see whether Teddy can get a Mega Inferno Bomb over. He does have it available. And he is in range, but this is just dead. It's just gone. Went down to 83, but it doesn't seem to matter because there was no one in the pit.
He will get the ult back up in the longer fight here, but D+, complete control.
And Rascal does have a Gnar in a decent position, and I guess you could argue that Elder is more important, and it absolutely is, as now Pleta with the Eclipse is able to tank up a few of these barrels. The 3-man to come through, and now the Cannon Barrage on top of it. Teddy's the target, but he is able to get himself out of there with that Seraph shield. Showmaker's looking for him, though, and there's a 5-point strike. And now the perfect execution. This should be the cleanup for D+. And there is no response from TRX, and I think D+ might just try and push through.
Very clean fight for D+ in the latter half of the game, just playing the map better. DRX had a huge lead, lost all the dragons though, couldn't contest, couldn't break through the barrels as Rascal.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Rascal's going to be surviving this one. Oh, maybe he is, because D+ are distracted by the base.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit more interested in killing the Nexus than killing the Yordle there, as Kellen's going to stop his backs as well. He can't even get home.
Just shaking his hand over and over again. He will get gnawed into the wall and likely loses this 1v1. But maybe the base will die first, as Pled is being ignored at the same time. There is the death for Kellen as Mega Inferno Bomb comes on through, but it is 2 turrets and a deadly owner, and then the Nexus goes down. D+.
A lot of threats to get on top of this pig. And my biggest weird thing about this draft for D+ is that the draft feels in some ways very disjointed. You have the Vine lane.
Yeah,
Amy 3.
Amy and Kellen are keeping them low as well, as we can see. Then he does have a biscuit as Lucid's making his way in. There's the Eclipse. Great handshake and first blood onto Teddy, and I don't think they're done just yet. They're going to try and set up for this kill here, as Aiming's the one that picks up the aggro. He'll get away from the turret, though, as the teleport does come on through. Aiming just walks it off, and that is a plate. As we can see, the Vi getting to work on the Drake. They will have full information, as the Dragon's going to yell when it dies. Sponge is on a ward here as well, so his position given away at the same time. There's the buffer from Yahoo this time. A lot of that coming from this bottom lane, as you were talking about. Those 2 kills going over to Lucid, of course, as now Kellen finds himself in a very uncomfortable spot, which is called the Death Chamber.
Yeah, that's it's a Sejuani over there.
Yeah.
Not going to be able to, on this Ezreal, they want to punish, but it looks like he's holding it for a little bit.
Yeah, Showmaker throwing some rocks around here, as in comes Lucid. There's the cease and desist. And Sponge is in a real rough spot. There's the flash forward, the threaded volley comes down. Yahoo is in position though. Showmaker does get the kill, but goes down immediately afterwards. And Rascal, with the teleport in, is going to make sure that there's nothing else to be gained, as Lucid is on a merry jaunt through the enemy jungle, and he will take the disengage cone. Shout out to Valdez.
He's getting some free plate gold over here meanwhile, but yeah, Definitely could have gone better there for D+, but at the end of the day, I think they're pretty happy with the scenario. They still have a lot of control as Showmaker comes in.
Yep, looking for Teddy now as well as he's on these rocks. Can Arcane shift out of them, but I don't think it's going to matter. He is going to go the other direction, tries to throw down as many abilities as possible, but Lucid says Vault Breaker. And Teddy is going to be lying on the floor. And that will be the top outer turret taken here, I believe. A little bit of a race here, and oftentimes you just say, yeah, Tristana's probably going to win. Yeah, especially with Rascal to protect this turret that is...
It's done so.
Yeah, it's really basically just standing there already dead, so it is going to be removed. And DRX, we often talk about for the Ezreal, so Muramana almost done. Sponge going to be spotted here. There's a wall up. Nara into the wall there at the same time as Vault Breaker comes on in. Rascal, relatively tanky though, and so is Showmaker seems to be completely fine. Rascal continues to be toyed with here underneath the turret, and there's the hop, skip, and a jump. And there is a dead Jax under the turret. Meanwhile, I mean, there's sort of fights happening everywhere as the teleport immediately towards this mid lane. Showmaker is going to turn up. Should be able to help take down this outer turret. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, same thing's going to be happening here as Rift Herald was dropped and now is getting escorted by Kingin. Turret goes down on the top side, but can actually save Kellen as a seismic shove. Oh, the handshake actually kind of wrecks Showmaker there, but it does not matter at all. Platter is still real dead, and Teddy just had to watch.
I think Platter played that extremely well. Kingin's going to get this turret, so even though Tristana is pushing top, this is a much bigger win for D+ overall. You can see Kingin pulls ahead. D+ don't want to fight without optimal setup for the Aphelios. Now he's got it.
Yeah. Oh man, there is so much vision control here as well. Showmaker can cut off this fight at a moment's notice at the same time as there's the attempted escape from Lucid. He does manage to flash away and then not able to get in for the smite. So that's going to be the first rake for DRX. Can they get themselves out of here, though? That's the question as Kingin chasing after Sponge. Cease and desist. He goes so incredibly far, but Yehu still not able to keep himself alive. The handshake to save Lucid. He also had the bailout as the hostile takeover just barely not enough, but the double knockback on the Vault Breaker is decent. Rascal still able to take down Lucid, but I think it's still a big win for D+. And Kellen once again chasing after Rascal. What is this? This is personal beef between these two players.
Starting to feel like it, but I think it's more of a story of DRX losing objective fights and Rascal being the last man standing. He is going to be able to get the execute, it looks like here. Kellen can't catch up with him, so he's going to get it. Down he goes. Oh, so close.
Yeah, that was really close.
Just been so confident that DRX are not going to try to sneak a Baron under their eyes. Okay.
All right, there's Cease and Desist onto Teddy. Does Arcane shift, but then he falls into the seismic shove. Oh, Kellen! Kellen out of the seismic shove. This time he's like, oh no, don't worry, Showmaker, I got you.
I just want Kellen to go win Worlds now and give us like a lasso skin for Renata.
Oh, heck yeah.
Give me that lasso, because he is just roping him in over and over again. As DRX get the second consolation break, maybe. Kingin has something to say about it.
Yeah, he's able to throw a bunch of rocks in here. It's okay, they do get the dragon. Over the wall now, but Showmaker looking for a little bit. Seismic shove. Has to flash to get himself out of the way, but look at these health bars. They're going down so quickly. And Platter, he's going to have to be the sacrificial Leona. Lucid going to be able to take him down. They've got the Baron now, though. They're looking to push, and now with a man advantage.
They get the wipe, and the game is just over. And they still end up getting a big win. Over here.
We got another little battle happening here, or maybe it's a big battle as Cease and Desist goes so far. It's once again the Tristana falling down, though, and on the other side, the Vi is going to get rid of the Ezreal. No more damage remains. And even though they managed to get the little dragon, DRX not going to be able to find too much more. Lucid also not too worried about this whole situation as Showmaker, cool guys don't look at explosions and doesn't watch while his jungler takes down the support. Rascal once again is just wandering elsewhere on the map because he's just not welcome in his own base right now.
He could have just gone back, but wanted to try to stop them from taking that turret out. But it's a Baron buff, he's alone. Commits a teleport, gets nothing out of it, so just -1 teleport for your side-laning Jax. I mean, this game is practically over, but that would have been a nice tool for another objective, you know, in the future. He's not going to have it here. 3 minutes until the next dragon. Maybe he'll be able to get. They got it back here, Lucid.
Yeah, and look, like, DK are like, yes, you can have a third Mountain Drake. We will take your Nexus. And how do you feel about that trade? Is now Kingin going to get jumped on here as he just crushes away from the Solar Flare? There's the Weaver's Wall trying to get the stragglers, and he'll find two as That's just not going to work there, Rascal. Unfortunately, the Counter-Strike doesn't work, and aiming is going to be out of bounds. Hostile takeover is gorgeous once again for Kellen. And C+, they're like the Harlem Globetrotters now. They are just walking all over DRX. And I think that this one, it's been over for a while, but I think it's well and truly over now.
It's definitely done now. DRX, a valiant attempt, but D+, gonna go up to 6-1.
And now we completely understand why the first pick buy came in 9-1-7 for Lucid. Absolutely phenomenal performance. Everybody else augmenting this composition gorgeously.
These are the best highlights from the matchup between Gen.G and KDF during the 2024 LCK Summer Split.
Has a good early game, already has his Merc Treads picked up here now as well, and is just going to continue to put that pressure on, grab the tier there as well, so he can start stacking up mana to be even more annoying later on this little Yordle.
And having a look back towards that top lane, that Sheen looks to be doing work there as Dudu is looking a little bit worse for wear. That is going to be Drake traded for.
Straight up from Gatling Gun and Harass is something that really only Chovy has been able to do so far this LCK on the pick.
Yep.
It's beautiful to watch. I mean, Bulldog's a great mid laner in his own right, but Chovy is just owning him.
And this was a pick that we saw a lot of mid laners actually find a lot of value in, as Chovy's just, standing his ground and doing shooting, but he might be in trouble here as the ulti's going to go wide, but that's only because of the flash. Nicely played there from Bulldog, as Paze is ulting here on this bottom side as well. Now Lehens, can he actually catch up and keep them in position as the Glacial Prison goes a little bit wide? We're going to head back towards its bottom lane as Lehens is lit on fire. And now, here in the mid lane, a slowdown, Cannon Barrage, there's the turn, Canyon looks for the Permafrost and gets it! Cuz wants to be able to possess the Sejuani though, and is going to be able to do it. It's a 1-for-1 in mid, first blood going to Gen.G.
Yeah, Gen.G picking up the first kill, but
Canyon doesn't have a Krug camp to head towards.
like, Dudu can't play the game. Like, look at Dudu, he's like, I can't play the game, I can't do it, I don't know where they are. Canyon's on the other team.
This is as much playing the game as he's allowed to do at this point in time.
He's like, I can't back, I can't farm, I can't do anything.
Wait. Is it even, like, he had to just slice to get into experience range, I'm pretty sure, as Teleport is going to come in. And Gen.G, they're looking for the dive. Arcasalt is going to connect here onto Dudu. Cannon Barrage comes on through as well. And Chovy, after teleporting in, is going to be able to help grab that kill as well. And Keen, he wants even more. Trial by Fire comes down, lights Bulldog on fire, and there's nothing he can do. Double kill for the Gangplank. And it makes me feel like already the Gangplank's completely out of control.
It's out of control. It is now, and it was already a problem. The Renekton into GP matchup, if you make a mistake as the GP, the Renekton can get ahead and run you down, but usually you need jungle help. As Cuz, I don't know about this.
Well, let's see whether he can get this one done, as Keen's going to eat some oranges and has to flash to get out of the Heartbreaker. Very nicely done. Is he out of the woods just yet, though, is the question. As the charge up, there's the flash forward, and Cuz is going to be able to get the kill. So nicely done there to get something back for the Guangdong of it all. Maybe it's an Australian thing. It's okay. Canyon is going to crash Shelly towards that top lane. That is going to mean first Horror Blood does go over to Gen.G. Guangdong Freak's going to try and punish this, though, as Canyon and Chovy trying to get their way out. They know that help was on the way, as now they engage onto the Frost Armor and the Aftershock of Canyon. Means that I don't know whether they want this, even though the Grasping Maw does come down. True Shot Barrage laid on top, and Canyon just walks it off.
He's just
fine.
His damage taken stat.
All right, a few buttons going missing as Paze is here. All right, and now we're certifying the Zeri. It is going to be the kill first going over to Sejuani, but then Paze gets 1-0-1 now. Not necessarily end of the world Zeri moment or anything like that, but it's still 5-2.
I'm not going to certify it, but I will say it was a pretty great play from Paze because there's no inherent risk knowing he has cleanse there. He can just go straight on top of Leona, does not care, and now Dudu is alone.
Oh dear, maybe he's a handbag. Grand Entrance does come on through there as Dudu. Still relatively tanky. There's a fair bit of rage here, and does also, as Keen throws a barrel towards Bulldog, and Bulldog's like, oh, Dudu, this is what you've been dealing with. This is annoying. And I think we'd all agree, as now Leaper fighting against Paze, but Paze and Lehens. Grand Entrance does come on through. Paze can't actually close the gap as they're fighting on top of the Cannon Barrage, and there goes Lehens. Really good timing for Cuz.
Yeah, a little bit overzealous there on the ends, but Leaper, Flash and Cleanse gets out. True Shot Barrage, left me a little
Ezreal with Hextech Soul, yeah, absolutely terrifying. As Gen.G not wanting to give this one up, and they have really infiltrated the enemy backline here. Quantum Freaks realizing that they're not exactly in the most comfortable of positions, and Canyon sitting like a sniper, ready to throw out the Glacial Prison. Let's see whether he's found Leaper and Cuz here. He absolutely has. Rocket comes in, and did he last hit him with a Glacial Prison? That's one way to do it. Pays is going to be able to pick up a kill here as well, and Quantum Freaks, oh no! The House of Cards is just toppling! Lehens even picks up a kill with a Q. It's just weird ways to get kills day here for Gen.G. As Dudu, he's running underneath the inner turret, and it's all falling apart around him.
Yeah, it's a disaster here. Leaper having no summoners after that previous.
As Lehens unable to stop the back there. But still, Gen.G in full control. Baron has just spawned about 15 seconds ago. Hex Gates can be employed. As Quantum Freaks coming back onto the map as Leaper, Arcane Shift now on cooldown. The flash is still down from before, and he's dead again. Andil also going to most likely follow suit as there's a flash forward. Not scared of the Cannon Barrage anymore is Pays. Maybe it's just been a while since Cannon Barrage.
Unfortunately, has just been pushed out of the game twice.
Oh man, we didn't even talk about the certification moment, but I think it happened at some point.
It definitely, it was a slow burn. Now with Baron, I mean, it's a snowball well and truly rolling down the hill at this point.
It really is. And one thing that's happened from today that I'm really happy about is just the fact that the Gangplank floodgates have been opened. You know? And I just want more. I love watching Gangplank play. I think he's fantastic in team fights, in lane. And it's just really fun to watch barrels go boom. There's another one. Speaking of which, Gen.G just going to break open the inhibitor turret on the bottom side of the map. No real fight is breaking out as Pays and Leaper facing off against one another, but the Baron is going to push Leaper away from this one. Even Dudu not able to move on over because Keen is catching that flank angle. And he can sort of stand here with impunity. Barrel goes on over, but good slice there from Dudu to get himself out of the way. And I think a last-ditch effort is all that's really on the cards here for Quantum Freaks, but they can't really do it if the Crocodile's down at half health, and this poke damage that's coming through is kind of nutty. Exactly right, as now Andil, he's going to catch a Glacial Prison. Bulldog's also just taking incidental damage. Andil's going to try and turn it. It doesn't quite work out, though, as the quickness comes in. That's going to clean up the Crocodile, and Lehens takes matters into his own hands. Leaper tries his very best to find a fight, but he's not quite going to get there. The slowdown comes in from Bulldog, but all of his friends are lying down in the dirt.
The only thing left to do at this point is to vote POG Atlas. And that's a tough call. It's one of those games where you're like, man, it's a great game for Lehens. Like, Pays is actually pretty sick this game. Like, Keen's GP actually kind of on fire. Like, Canyon's early game, his mid game, his ults are a little bit shaky, but, you know, he's all pretty solid. And
I think maybe
Chovy is laning. I mean, come on.
Is it just a Canyon? Like a if in doubt Canyon type moment?
Yeah, I think it is. Like, I'm tired of it. I'm a little bored of Canyon voting. You know, we've been doing it for like 4 years.
It used to be that it was the only right vote ever. And we'll see whether that's going to be the... Loads of door value, and we do like to adjudicate that.
But, you know, in terms of engage here for the side of Quantum Freaks, you're pretty limited. Only 10 CS behind, but still quite significant. And this is going to allow Quantum Freaks to take this dragon as well. And up on the top side, you know, I mean, things are pretty disastrous, but if they can keep this pressure up bottom, and yeah, this is Corki doing Corki things. Bulldog now can't all in, can't trade back with his ult. Yeah, will definitely die. You just got to keep that pressure on as the
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh.
Lehens and Pays possibly getting punished here as Lehens has to flash. Does manage to get to the wall, but is Pays going to be okay? Meanwhile, we'll check out the top side as Dudu, he's going to go into the Dominus, but there is the Glacial Prison. Keen lands the Shock Blast, and Canyon tanks the turret just enough. Even the cannon is secured. Something happened bottom lane. They almost...
Here. But then the Shock Blast is good from Keen, and that's the end of that. Like, for a moment, you're like, does he live? No, he does not. Keen doesn't miss those, and he's now at 37 CS, back to the lane. He walked back, and Keen is going to get a negative one down there.
In fact, Jonah Strong, I think, is definitely agreeing with you.
Okay, here comes Canyon again. Dudu has teleport coming back, so if he dies here, at least he's got that, right?
Yeah, true.
At least he's got that.
We get the little zoom in. There's the precast of the Dominus. The swap positions, that's kind of cute, but look at Canyon. He's tanking this one for about 15 years. There's the flash. Keen will pick up turret aggro, but he is still going to be absolutely fine. Takes another plate.
Both the lead that Keen's going to pick up and also how irrelevant Renekton is going to be for the rest of this game, unfortunately, is TP here to contest. Quantum can't even get this.
Max range hook is going to connect there, and look at all of the damage from so far away. Pays is the one that picks up the kill. They'll take some grubs there as well. They want the 5 stack to start getting these turrets down, and Chase will make short work.
So can get the steal on this camp. Small victory, but it's the Renekton that you're picking, feeling like you're going to get an edge in the matchup, because it's you know, right now there's just no good news, unfortunately. Maybe a second dragon? I think Canyon's got other ideas.
Well, let's see what they can find. Cuz not able to land the snare as, okay, Chovy possibly in trouble, or possibly just going to kill 2 people now as Canyon, Winter's Bite is stacked up, is going to be able to throw out the Glacial Prison, secures the Drake there as well. Some knockups coming in, but oh my goodness, they're in a blender. They managed to take down the Nautilus, though, as now Pays has been separated, and Kwangdong Freaks, oh, Keen wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Oh.
But they still got the dragon. Still got the dragon. You know, pay no mind to the dying.
Gen.G got the dragon.
They got the dragon. Lehen's got a huge set of knockups with his ult as well.
Yeah, that's true. And then he died.
Yeah, he was like, you know, sometimes when you're Nautilus, you're thinking, oh man, they're all on top of each other, my ult's going to be so big. But sometimes you need to think about, you know, if there's any follow-up for that or not. Because in this
lane right here, Chovy has double the farm of what Dudu has. And that's why you can see Dudu taking about 1 trillion damage from Sheen proc out of this Corki. As Bulldog is going to be able to skate over the wall. He should be absolutely fine. It's a very long lane. As now Lehen's sidestepping a Winter's Bite. King comes down, and there may need to be a door. There is. Pays looking for that backline. It's now Canyon. How did he manage to find that? As Cuz just going to be sniped off the back end, but is going to survive. Those shields really working out, and both 80 carries grab a kill. That is a real victory for Kwangdong Freaks.
Big error on the side of Gen.G is Cuz just ends up being the taunt button on this one.
All right, well, Dudu is going to try and, I think he was trying to clear out the wave. Oh my, if that rocket landed, he was just dead. And the turret is definitely dead.
Yeah, Dudu really just wants to play the game, but he's playing the game about a way. It's not how you want to be playing Ivern, but they're just so far behind. They can't do anything, you know, and the Jace could just fire Shock Blast kind of blindly towards them when he's the one who's standing on the dragon and they have to walk towards him. It's not a great look, but
yeah,
what they can do is at least Dudu might pick up some money here.
Yep, does manage to get this out of turret. No one's going to be up here in order to stop it. Mikhail's is also done as well.
They do have a lot of great scaling. It's just surviving the next 5 to 8 minutes without a big blunder, and that's easier said than done. Canyon.
Okay, there's the Glacial Prison. Once again, they're going to go for it as the door is up and the door is down. Bulldog now going to have to dash away from Keen. Does successfully make it underneath the turret, but they now don't have their Braum. They've got Daisy. She's going to be able to try and push them away.
But there's not a great flank ward for him. Breaking through this is going to take a lot of bush leapfrogging.
It's going to be a hard commit if they do want to go for this one, as the poke is starting to land as well. There's the teleport. It's pretty late. Let's see whether they can find a team fight, though. Canyon is not the engaged target. Daisy goes down. Chovy going to take that 50 gold and feel very happy about it, as Shock Blast continuing to land. It's another flank angle here as Chovy sees more red dots in the mid lane. And he'll take those down as there's the Glacial Prison. They're on that flank angle once again. It's the Braum. He puts up the door. It's a little bit more value this time around. And now Dudu found the front line, but so did Keen. Just takes down the Ezreal. Undil's going to fall to the skies, says Keen, and takes down his opposite number. And Gen.G, they're going to push them under this outer turret. And that's another teamfight win for them on top of the Drake.
On top of the Dragon. And it was clearly a split call from Kwangdong Freaks. They teleported in to watch the dragon go, and then just kind of hung around because they had to kite out. Canyon finds his opportunity, and he's looking for another one.
He is a bull possessed. His Cuz is very dead. The Killer Instinct set up beautifully, and Pays is going to knock him down. Speaking of things getting knocked down, Chovy dealing with the inner turret here in mid lane, and we are cruising towards about a 7,000 gold lead and the Baron Pit. Both of them. It was just Chovy just standing there with a Gatling gun, and they couldn't walk past.
Yeah, he just couldn't get past him, and
oh dear, okay, here's the skate in. Supercharger there from Pays. Can he actually survive? Flashes over the wall is now Keen. Looks to try and get himself out. Lehen's trying to help, but it's not going to work. And that is one Baron down. Kwangdong Freaks able to do that. They might also be able to take this outer turret as well.
Bounty gold.
Yeah, absolutely. The inner turret could be taken also, and that would mean even more bounty gold. As over the wall goes Canyon. Okay, maybe this is a bridge too far, as the hook is going to connect. The quadra knockup from Lehen's, and Endel was tanking the turret the whole time. Okay, inner turret, that's not going to work, but they could take the little pick onto Keen, turn it into the outer turret. That's okay. Ignore the bottom lane. Ignore that.
Chovy didn't have teleport, so he was like, sorry guys, you're on your own. I'm winning the game over here. That's an inhib turret down.
Well, now he's on a flank angle. As okay, Canyon looking for an opportunity here as The door cannot go multiple directions as Chovy, he's going to get himself out of there. True Shot Barrage does land on top of him as Bulldog's doing his very best. Killer Instinct into the backline. Leap is going to be sniped by Pays, and he's able to take both of them. Canyon to the rescue on top of that as Supercharger's there to avoid Dudu, who is a very big crocodile, and he's not even able to take down the Hens. Cuz wanted it as well, and he gets the thumbs up. Pays now just going to take down this inhibitor turret, and I think this game is over, Wolf.
Yeah, I think this game was over moments ago, but you know, it's going to be, the Nexus is now going to officially explode. I love Cuz trying to flash to kill the Hens because he at least get one more like gimme at the end. No, he doesn't even get that. Doesn't get that. Doesn't get the kill on the Nautilus.
You can feel the desperation in the Quandong Freaks in these moments. They know that this game is a far cry from in a good place, and the Nexus is now getting taken down. The one ult that Canyon misses is because his target...
These were some of the best highlights from the 2024 LCK Summer Split matchup between Gen.G and KDF. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.